You need to understand one thing. Life is like a game. The life that you're living in, the flesh and blood that you dwell in your body, you are literally in a computer simulation. Nothing is real. Everything about this world is already pinpointed and has a purpose, just like a computer simulation. And you need to start looking at life like that, man. Now look. Quick disclaimer. I am not telling you that we live in a GTA 6 simulation where you can go out there and use cheat codes and get a fucking shotgun and get an AR and get grenades and RPGs and be a menace to society. Because two things are gonna happen to you. You're gonna either be 6 foot under the ground or your ass is going to be grass in jail. So when I'm telling you that life is like a game, you gotta look at it parabolically or symbolically, because there's gonna be a few things that are gonna happen to you when you start to analyze life like a game. You are going to learn to be a floor general, like CP3, like Magic Johnson, like Patrick Mahomes, like Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. A very smart and logical man needs to start to analyze life just like a game, because when you do, your mindset is gonna change. And it's going to allow you to be able to navigate this life a lot easier. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you the reasons why you need to be a floor general, why you need to learn how to analyze this game of life, so that way you can improve your life and level up per se in this game of life. So the reason why you guys want to analyze a game, picture your favorite game. Me, I love Dark Souls, if y'all ever played it. I also like 2K. I also like Madden. For any of you guys who are video game junkies like me, whenever you play a game, many people play the game for entertainment. Many people play the game because they want to get a quick dopamine hit. They want to chill with their boys. But there are some men who are extremely competitive. And I was one of those guys. And when I was an 8-year-old boy, 10-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy, I would start to play games to try to be the best at the game, because I got enjoyment in myself knowing that I could master something that the vast majority of people couldn't. Because as men, we have an innate desire to be able to conquer the things in front of us. And just like how you guys try to conquer a video game, you must learn how to conquer this life, because this life is similar to a game, and that there are going to be many losers, and there are only going to be a select few amount of winners out there. And the winners, they follow the same strategy, they follow the same blueprint. An example, if you guys are playing 2K, if you guys are playing Madden, and you don't have a strategy for how to put yourself and your team in the best position, you are going to get annihilated. You are going to get ravaged. You are going to get decimated and destroyed if you do not have any type of strategy, and if you do not know how to analyze the life that we live in, the world that we live in, from this game-like state. So you guys need to understand that. So what happens when you guys start to analyze life similar to a game, and you start to get your discernment levels higher, you start to be able to see things past what they are, is that you're going to be able to recognize patterns. What is that famous saying that a lot of self-help guys, motivational coaches, and people say? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. When you hear about a guy who is married 3 times, went through fucking hell in all 3 marriages, and ended up having to pay alimony and child support to 3 different women, he is insane. When you hear about a guy who goes to a job market, or he becomes, let's say a day trader, and he's making $200,000, and then he blows his money off on drugs, or he blows it off on women, he blows it off on partying, goes to another day trading company, or becomes a real estate mortgager, and then blows the money on whatever the hell he's doing, and he's broke again, that guy is literally insane. You guys need to understand something. When you're not analyzing what's going on, and you're not recognizing the patterns in your behavior and the patterns of life, you are literally insane. You are insane. You are crazy. Because any man with wisdom, any smart man is going to look back at what he's done in his life, and he's going to evaluate what worked and what didn't work. Especially if you're trying to be a businessman, especially if you're trying to learn how to gain women, especially if you're trying to build a network, especially if you're trying to go outside the ordinary. Because if you're just trying to be a pawn, if you're just trying to be the average dude, then that's perfectly fine. You don't even need to listen to what the hell I'm telling you. But I will let you know one thing. If you look back at your life and you start to become very angry and upset on the life that you're living, it's because you didn't do this one thing. Because a wise man is always going to learn from his mistakes, correct them so he can know how to move forward, especially as you guys get older, especially as you guys have more power, especially as you guys have more wherewithal and you're trying to build something not just for yourself, but for your wife, but for your kids, but for your family, but your network of bros, your brotherhood. You have to be able to analyze these things, especially if you are in a position of power and in a position of leadership. Because what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to have better relationships. It's going to allow you to go to a better job situation, build a better business. Because the one thing that I'm here to let you know is life is not all peaches and rainbows, sunshines and rainbows. You have to go through hard experiences and bad situations so you can know the good from bad. A lot of you guys, you think that you can just buy a seduction program teaching you how to game women and you don't need to apply that shit, and tomorrow you're gonna find the woman of your dreams. No, playboy, you're gonna have to learn how to do these things and learn where you messed up and look at a bad quality woman and be able to separate her from a good quality woman, to be able to separate a job that doesn't give a fuck about you compared to a job that cares about you, to be able to understand a business that was failing compared to understanding a business that can actually succeed and give you a return on your investment. So that's why you need to analyze your life like a game, so that way you can look back and see where you made mistakes and look at different patterns and how the world works, so that way you can make better decisions in the future and then upgrade your life. Another aspect of analyzing life like a game and why you should do it is because it allows you to develop strategies. What is the famous saying? You can't bring a knife to a gunfight. The reason why I'm saying this is when you guys go to college, when you guys look at conventional wisdom from like the 30s, the 50s, and the 70s, two things. First and foremost, a lot of those systems were not designed for the average man like you or me to win. So you have to understand that these strategies oftentimes only benefit those on that top. You know, they call them the select, they call them the elite, they call them the high-ranking people of this society, right? But you also need to understand something. What year are we in, bro? What year? We ain't in no DeLorean, bro. What year are we in? This is 2024 at the time of this recording. The world has changed so drastically, so significantly. And the school systems that a lot of you guys have been raised in to be mind-controlled dummies and zombies, they are not giving you anything that can prepare you for the real world. So you as a man, you have to take these matters into your own hands, and you have to learn how to develop strategies to be able to deal with life. And that's only gonna come by you analyzing what's going on around you, trying one strategy, seeing if that strategy works good for you and your personality and your life situation, and then going and applying another strategy and see which one works best for you. Because as a man, you're a logical thinker. Men, we have the gift of analyzation. A lot of women are very gifted when it comes to intuition, as far as like their feelings on certain things. Now, men, we have it too, but men, we also have the capacity and the ability to look things at a higher level. What is the name of my channel? It's Pawn to a King. When you play chess, you have to be able to analyze moves 2, 3, 4 steps ahead, so that way you can get a better advantage on everybody else around you. Because like we saying, they playing chess. I mean, they playing checkers, we playing chess. A king is always playing chess. So a truly great king, if you want to have the mindset of a king, you have to have strategies in whatever it is you're doing. Whether it's your physical fitness, whether it's your relationships, yes, whether it's your family dynamic, whether it's your job, whether it's your business. You have to be able to have strategies that you know you can implement and improve, because it's gonna do two things. One is gonna allow you to have a stepping stone for what you need to do, because the vast majority of people are literally walking ducks and they're just, you know, moving through life aimlessly with no guidance, no vision, no direction, right? But also, when you have a strategy, it's easier for you to be able to teach other people the strategy that you're using, so that way these people can also eat along with you. Because as a king, you're the one directing all the pawns. You're the one directing all the knights and all the brooks and all the bishops and even your queen who's on your left-hand side. You see what I'm saying? So you have to be able to do that. And also, another reason why you guys want to be able to analyze life like a game is that you will find the cheat codes. And a lot of you GTA guys from earlier, bro, what are you talking about me and GTA? Look. What I meant by that is the cheat codes are the formulas that great men and certain women have given people to allow them to be able to succeed in life. You see, the human psychotomy or what dynamic of your mind is that you feel that you need to reinvent something, create something from scratch in order for yourself to succeed. When there have been wise men from the classical era, from the medieval era, the Renaissance era, the industrial era, all the way till today, to modern society. No matter how society may change and how it may look on the outside, the same dynamics that ran society thousands and thousands of years ago is the same thing that's running society now. It's just that the way that society looks is a little bit different. A lot of these guys talk about, we done with the 90s. Not realizing that basketball, while it's more of a three-point shooting game, the qualities and the characteristics of a dog, of a winner, of a mentally sound dude is going to be the same in 2024 as it was back in 1994. Even though in the NFL, right, you got guys who dick ride, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and all these quarterbacks who can throw for 5,000 yards. But why is it that Patrick Mahomes is still such a great quarterback while all these other high-flying quarterbacks are not on his level? Because Patrick Mahomes, even though the game of football has changed, he has that same dog mentality as Tom Brady had, as John Elway had to a certain extent, as Joe Montana had. Even though the game is more pass-centric, he still has the intangibles to win, because a winner is going to be a winner in the 1700s, 1800s, 1900s, 2010s, however long we're going to live on this earth, right? So you can receive cheat codes to how to be able to build in this life by looking back at the old men who also succeeded, because these men didn't just keep the information to itself. In 2024, you have the internet, you have social media, you have ChatGPT, you have all these books, all these records of information that if you seek it out and you really diligently want to succeed and you apply it to your life and you're not afraid to fail, they are literally going to give you cheat codes to how to succeed in life that the vast majority of people around you either one, don't know about, or two, they're too lazy to implement it because they want to just go with what the system is telling them to do, and they continue to allow themselves to be pawned and allow themselves to be manipulated by this society. So when you're able to analyze life like a game, it puts you in a mindset that, hey, I need to find a cheat code, because all's fair in love and war, and we living in a life where we have to fight and battle each and every day to be able to succeed, to be able to grow, to be able to just be a man. So that's why you guys need to, look and seek out these cheat codes so you can make your life easier. And another reason why you guys need to develop your floor general gene, be able to read the field like a great quarterback, is because it'll help you understand the rules of the game. Understand the rules of the game, because you can't cheat the game. You can't play the game. And what I mean by play is you can't get over the game. In this life, we are governed by universal laws from the Most High that He created. You ain't gonna find no shortcuts when it comes to becoming successful and wealthy. A lot of people think, oh, I'm gonna just get the lottery, and then they end up broke 2-3 years. Why? Because they didn't have the mental mindset to keep their money. It doesn't matter how much money you make if you can't manage the money. That's a rule that's gonna be around for the rest of the time. You get my point? If you're somebody who's very foolish and very stupid and doesn't discern people, it don't matter what era you're in, you're going to keep it's a rule that was set up in this society, us as being so-called human beings. So when you start to understand the rules, you start to know what different fields you can operate in. A lot of guys do not even know the field that they're operating in, and they're just so lost and they're so clueless. They don't even know that they're on a chessboard. They don't even know what their role is on the chessboard, because they keep getting governmental programming and societal programming saying that everybody gets a fair share and you just need to go to college and get a degree. They didn't even question it and think about it, because they don't understand that they're playing a game and that there are certain rules to the game. So if you have a man have the desire and the want to learn the rules of the game, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to play the game, man. When you learn the rules of the game, it's so much easier to be able to play the game, and it's gonna make your life that much easier in any type of dynamic that you may have. And another thing is that once you start to grow and to develop into the guy who's a great analyzer of life, you're gonna be able to make better decisions under pressure. Just like Patrick Mahomes, bruh. When the game gets tough, when the pressure mounts, what does pressure do? It either bursts pipes or it creates diamonds. Most people cannot be a diamond. It's just the honest truth. Most people can't handle the pressure. That's why most people can't branch out from whatever line of thinking that they're going against the grain. But as you start to develop this mindset, you're going to be better able, more experienced, have more wherewithal to be able to deal with the blitzes of life, to be able to deal with the double team full court pressures of life, to be able to deal with the tight coverage of this life. Because you're going to understand what this life is trying to do to you and what they're trying to take from you as a man, so that way you know how to read and react. It's going to allow you to be able to deal with high pressure situations, because when you become a business owner, when you become a head of your household, it's a lot of pressure, bro. When you got young kids, you got to know what to do with them. It's a lot of pressure. When you got your family riding on your decisions and they come to you for guidance and wisdom, it's a lot of pressure. But pressure either bursts pipes or it builds great men. You got to go through that fiery trial of the pressure of this life, because everybody's going to go through it. And a lot of men are going to get broken from it and relegate themselves back to what they used to be because they feel that it's quote unquote easier. But if you really built like that, you're going to be able to handle it better than the average guy. And the most important thing is it's going to allow you to understand the bigger picture, to be able to look at life outside of the surface level, and most importantly, be able to adapt to life. You're always going to have economic downturns. You're always going to have war. You're always going to have societal clashes with ideologies, right? And as a man who's able to look at what's going on around him and process information, you're going to be able to pivot. You're going to be able to move, and you're going to have different avenues that are going to allow your life to be easier, even in the face of adversity and chaos. A lot of people who do not look at life like this, they have one lifeline. They have one job. They have one way to make money. They have one place to live. They have one way of doing things because they're not realizing what they're doing in life. Again, when you go to a chessboard, you cannot have the same strategy for the same opponent. You have to come out with different moves to be able to read and react and adapt to what your opponent is doing, so that you as a man can make better decisions for yourself and others. Because in this life, in this society, with globalization, with the internet, with social media, the world has become a lot smaller, but also the different strategies and the different tactics that would only affect a few certain people is starting to affect everybody. And you have to be able to adapt to the times that you're in, because if not, the times are going to chew you up and spit you out. So that's the reason why you guys need to learn how to analyze life. This is key. This is key. This is key. This is critical. And if you do, things are going to become a lot easier. So if you guys want to get more content like this, if you want to be able to build yourself up and have more tools as a man, more strategies as a man to make your life easier, so you can go from being a sacrificial pawn who people step on, run over, misuse, and abuse, into becoming an illustrious, well-respected, strong backbone foundation of a rock king, make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below how you felt about it. You know, what's your take on it? And if you're new, follow the channel and subscribe. And catch me tomorrow, where I break down how you can have the art of offense in life. And I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.